welcome back to Please Stitch. I hope to enjoy this video, and let's get started, Mum.
And
ready for it that time.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Not ready for that, but I still love your attitude.
Hi, I'm Lee Stitch, and I'm the Stitcher, and this is...
The assistant.
And that's...
Ta-da!
My annoying
Indeed, just wanted to make a special appearance.
My annoying brother.
Adios, everyone.
And the
Bye.
dogs,
So
and the dogs
annoying.
wandering around as well. So,
Show them. Show them.
show them the dog. I don't know,
Yes,
anyone want to
show
see the
them.
dog?
The dog.
Suma!
Suma, come here, boy.
There's the dog.
Come here. Come
Okay.
here.
Alrighty. Sorry. So, I think I've been showing you guys a lot of fabric. I'm a bit worried. And I do have more fabric. I've still got to show my green, my blue, and my pink fabric. But I thought I'll halt on the fabric this video and show my kits instead. Although I do have some fabric to show, but that's because it's like stash that came in. But I'm only going to show you the colours that I've already showed you, and the green and the purple that's in there I'm not going to show you. And I'll show you purple, so I'm not going to show the green because I've still got to show that colour. So first I thought we'll start off with my progress.
Mum, I feel like I've had some questions about this. Like, are we just showing whipped, or later in the channel we're going to show them like cross-stitching, like stitching?
Well, I'm going to show my whips, the whips that I worked on.
Yes.
And then I thought I'd show my kits, and depending how long the video is, I'll show the fabric.
Yes.
And
And what about stitching, like when you do the work, when you talk to them about stitch?
Oh, Stitch with Me's? I wasn't going to do that this session.
No, I mean later in the YouTube channel.
Not this YouTube channel. I will do. So what I was going to talk about is I've had some people asking about the specialty stitches that are done on chatelaines. I am going to do those, but I'm going to do those as when I stitch them on my chatelaine. So when I get to the stage where I'm stitching on like doing the rice stitches on my chatelaine, that's when I'll record it and explain it and show it. Oh, actually, including saying that, there is one thing I keep meaning to add and I forget. I recently found out in my cross stitch group, I was just talking to a lady and she's doing a heaven and earth design and saying, so how do you start? And she goes, oh, I just do a loop start. I'm like, but you've only got one thread. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's easy. Everyone in the room knew about that, what she was doing. I stood up and screamed, hey, everybody, Yvonne can do a one thread loop start. And then I recorded it and put it up on our Facebook page and made sure everybody knew about it, because to me that was just like I knew how to do two loop, and I've been doing this one thread loop start is just fantastic. I even use it on my chatelaine for doing Jessica stitches and Algerian eyelets and normal cross stitches and rose stitches. Yeah, so I'm going to add that video that I've got of how to do a loop start with one thread, which can be used for any kind of stitch, at the end of this video, because it's pretty awesome. Changed my life. So, I forgot to bring out the done picture, but this is my chatelaine, Japanese Zen Moss Garden. So I've done a lot more of the blue around the edge around here. And these bits here is where the rice stitches are going to be. So when I get to do those, I'll do the video on the rice stitches, and there's some Jessica stitches along here. So I'll do that. But I do love this design, and there's like 7 colors of blue along here, and I think I've done about 4. So it's really cool. I'm going to have to move to a larger Q-snap soon, all the scroll bars. So I love this design. You can't see I wish you could see the sparkle, but can't see it, so that's alright. So just put this here, and next I have my Dark Queen of the Seas Stitch Along by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I'll put a picture up of what it looked like. And that's it there. So I got a lot of this bit done here. I need to do get all this done. But it will get done because I'm a little bit behind. I'm only 1 month behind, but I'll catch up. It's big. It's a lot of stitching, but it's like big blocks of stitching. It's not confetti stitching, so that makes it easy. And I love the colours on it. I love the colours. I don't know about you guys. Is it really quiet in here now without the kids? It's amazingly quiet. Gwen said she was going to come in and out, and Ian's like, I want to make a special appearance. So I got the kids went to my in-laws for a night, which is wonderful. And I thought, I feel like I'm going to stitch on my Sleeping Beauty, and Gwen took my iPad, and then I realised, I can't stitch on my Sleeping Beauty, the pattern's on my iPad. So I thought, I'll stitch on my other Sleeping Beauty, Princess Dress Up from Brooks Books, and that's it there. So really happy with how much I got done on her. So I've just got the other part of the dress to do, then all the beading. Although, and actually while it's off the Q snaps, because I'm going to have to move across the beading, that's Elsa, or Frozen Snow Princess, Snow Queen on the other side. Although we're a bit worried, I brought this crown down a bit lower, mainly because I couldn't be bothered using the Q snaps. I thought, but I wonder if it looks a bit too low. Maybe it needs to go up a little bit. I might have to unpick that and move it up. And there's a lot more beading here as well, but my Q snaps are sitting there, so what I'll do is when I finish doing the Sleeping Beauty, I'll come across here and bead here and then do that, and then there's not much. The dress comes all the way out like here, and there's no beading here, so I'll be able to bead Sleeping Beauty and this one, and then have the Q snaps on for the last one, which I think is going to be Ariel, and she doesn't have a big dress, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. So, I almost forgot. This is stitched on Calicosade Fabrics, Silver Springs, 28 count Lagana, opal fabric. So really pretty. And my chatelaine is stitched on Calicosade Fabrics, Garden Party, 28 count Lagana plain, which very subtle. I can't always really see it. And Queen of the Seas is stitched on Under the Sea Fabrics Bewitched, 28 count linen plain, which was this fabric was dyed specially for the stitch along. So that's that. So kind of which one was now. I'm not sure whether to go to fabric or kits next. I think I'll do kits, and I've got a box. I'm not sure whether it's going to be, whether it'll be considered a big box or not. So we'll see. So, some of these are. This one is actually a pattern that I've kitted it up, ready to start. This is from the Primitive Hair, Black Pearl, and I just fell in love with her. Some friends and I went round to we did like a day of going around to all these needlecraft shops we could find, like a whole day. It was like one of those big shopping trips. It was great, and I fell in love with her. And there was another one I liked, and from Primitive Hair, a mermaid one. She bought the other one. My friend Amanda. She bought the other one, and I bought this one. And got the this is the fabric. The fabric I'm going to use for it. I mentioned before that I have gotten a fabric that I didn't like called Sunlit Cathedral. It's a thing of hand-dyed fabrics. Sometimes you're going to get fabrics, you think they're going to look perfect and great, and you get them and you're disappointed them. They're not exactly what you like, what you thought they were going to be. This is one of them. It's from Fabulicious Fabrics, which, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with the dyer, just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It's called Sunlit Cathedral, and what I did is, this is it here, but what I've done is I've done a tea dye over the top of it, So before it was like these here was very white, and so the squares are very, very thin, and now they're yeah, not white. So like I've put tea dye over the top of it just to dull it down a bit, and I thought that would go really well with the mermaid black pearl kind of look. So yeah, so if you get a fabric you don't like, you can always sell it. I find it's always one man's trash, another man's treasure. What's not suited for you is somebody else will love, or you can take a chance and tea dye it or something yourself. And I've already shown you guys fabrics like 10 minutes into the thing, and I said I wasn't going to do it. Oh, this one is Rose Cottage. On my mum's side, I'm actually related. You go back to Thomas Rose, first free settlers in Australia. And the Rose Cottage is actually not far from where I live in Wilberforce, and it's the only freestanding building. Anyway, my grandfather, he passed away 12 years ago, but he did a big family tree book with all the details of our family history and everything like that. And I just thought it would be really nice. I thought I could do that and maybe put like the Rose Cottage, and it had all photos of Rose Cottage on details. I thought maybe I could like do this and put it in like get a nice wooden box or something, and this could be like in the lid of the box, and the big family tree book could go in the box or something to help protect it, or a bag, or I don't know, something to make it. My mum's really into it too. Her maiden name's Rose, so I thought that one was nice. I bought this one for myself for my birthday a while ago. Country Threads Outhouse Trio, the different toilets. I thought it would go really well, like I could do it, and I thought it would like go really well in the toilet. Now if you're going to hang a cross stitch in your toilet, why not make it the toilet? So, Country Threads again, the Pioneer. Country Threads have this, they do a lot of Australian paintings. And the thing is, a lot of these actually, I'm doing one, Wood Splitters, which my husband chose. A lot of the background up here is actually just going to be half stitch. So, let's see. What's that one? And then I've got, Teresa Welser kit, Peacock Tapestry. I love this design. I've been meaning to do this for donkey's years. Years and years and years and years and years. It's going to be amazing though when it's done. I have planned, like when I do it, I'm going to hang it over my bed, and so I just need to get around to actually doing it. Another Teresa Welser one, Stroke of Midnight. I can see it. And this bit of the dress here, the hem of the dress, and up here, and all the skin is 1/1. And I've seen this one done. It was somebody had entered into the Hawkesbury show, and it came first. And it was just, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All done. I got another Peacock Tapestry. I don't know why I've got two. Winter Carousel Horse as a kit. I'd actually bought the kit before I bought the book. But that's alright. I mean, I like all the other patterns in the book as well. I was looking for all of the carousel horses to do, and I couldn't find. Winter Carousel Horse was in the book, and I couldn't find a good price for the book, and this Winter Carousel Horse wasn't on Patterns Online because it was in the book. And then I managed to find the kit. So. And then of course I found the book. So, a couple of Dimensions ones. This guy is like, he's on my list to do, like pretty high on my list to do. Charts and Charms, the Sorceress. I've shown a done picture of her before, and I'm like, I want to do him because he's her companion. But like back when I did her, I followed the instructions completely. So she's done on Black Ada and everything like that. And then I'm like, well, he's a companion, so should I do him on Black Ada, or should I allow for the fact that it's like 20 years later, and then I like Lagana and hand-dyed fabrics, and which would change the feel of it, you know, like it's the same style, but with the different fabric, change the two. So I gotta decide, but I gotta do him. And this is another Dimensions Petite, which I love this one as well. It is absolutely beautiful. But you know that one I said that I didn't like? I think it's in the first video, or maybe the second. I was showing some finishes, and Moonlit Cabin, and I said I just didn't really enjoy it. They're not very big, they're small, but they don't take long, and I'm like, oh, that's why I haven't started it, because I'm worried I won't like it because I didn't like the other one. But I'm like, it's small, I could always just do that, you know, 10 stitches a night thing on it. And I'm like, is it kind of ridiculous to start something that you think you're gonna hate? So anyway, oh, this one means I saw this one, Craft a Curator. I saw this on her YouTube video, and I saw this and I loved it, and I really want to do it. I just love the symbolism behind it, how someone who's died, they're always with us. And yeah. Although probably not on the white Ada, maybe like a subtle fabric, really. Oh, that Stormy. That Stormy Nights one from Cross Stitch Boutique could go really nice on that. So let's see. Oh, that one will be a very emotional one though. And I've got my Thea Guvina kits. I love that. I haven't done any of these, but I do love them. This one is Rome. I got these, the ones I bought were on sale, because I didn't really care what fabric it was on, because I thought I'm just going to change the fabric anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be doing it on a hand-dyed fabric. I just, probably on the darker one. I do like how it pops on the darker one, or maybe like on a blue, or one called Clouds. So anyway, but I thought, because I wasn't that fussy on what the fabric was, what fabric it was on, I didn't really have any intention of using the fabric anyway. I was able to grab whichever ones were on sale, the cheapest on sale. So I had intention of changing it anyway. So London. Love London. I lived in London for 18 months. It's kind of like a joke in my family. I went over for London to do a working holiday for a year, and people were always asking me, you know, 15 months into it, is your year over yet? I'm like, oh, not quite yet. Loved it. And St. Petersburg, which I'd love to go to Moscow. Love to go to St. Petersburg. To Russia. She's got some beautiful ones. Unfortunately, there are a lot of other Thea Guvina ones I want to do, but I just kind of scout and get them when they're on sale. So, because I know I'm not going to be starting them straight away, and they're going to be sitting in the box, so I don't really mind how long it takes me to find them to get. Queen Cleopatra Lanate, another really nice one. I am very big on Aussie Stash Unload and eBay and that, because I know there's a lot of stuff I want, but because I know like I've got so much, or I know I'm not going to be starting it for so long, I'm like, well, I'm just happy to wait. Nefertiti. This is another one I've had for years, absolutely years, but it like, I do go through occasionally and sell stuff or give stuff away, but this one, it's a small one, Venetian Mask. I did have the big one of this one. This is the small one, but the same size as the other. I did have the Venetian Mask big one, same size as the other ones, which is a lot more detailed. But a friend of the family was, she fell in love with it, so I gave it to her, because I'm like, well, I've got the small one, and at this rate, who knows when I'm going to get it done. And she she absolutely just fell in love. So I thought, well, you take the big one, and I'll do the small one, because I've got the other two there. So. And she was really happy. It was worth it. This one I I love the colours in this and how it's just the eyes. It's beautiful. Every time I see this one, I want to do it. Every time I see a lot of mine, I want to do it. And I think I had another one that was similar. Maybe this is what I'm thinking of. More Nato one again. What's this one? I don't even know what most of these are called. African lady. With the details here and the look on her face and oh, wrong one. With this one, this is a kit. When I was showing my patterns, I said I had the air, the water, and the fire dragon. This is the earth dragon, which I got as part of a kit. Because 15 years ago, I had plans to do them all, and you know, I will. One day, these will just sing out to me and call my name, and they'll get all done. This is the mythical dragon. With this one, I've actually already completed it. I completed it when I was 19, maybe when I was 20 years old, and actually the office I was working in at the time, I did it during my lunch breaks and stuff in that office, and it hanged up in that office. And you know, when I left that job, I did take it with me, and I loved it. But I went through this after my kids were born. I had postnatal depression for a while, and I remember trying the cross stitch, and I just couldn't with the two very young kids, and postnatal depression. And I went through a stage, and I just got rid of like all my cross stitch stuff. Like I just went, I threw out framed pieces, and a lot of my stuff I gave away to a friend of mine, Cara. She's like, no, I'll take it, and she, luckily I had it from New Cross Stitch. She's like, no, I'll take it, and but I threw out all my framed, threw out a lot of framed cross, which there's a lot of stuff. Why I don't have a lot of framed stuff is framed finishes, because I mean, who throws out framed finishes? And like, I know I wasn't well, but anyway, this one was the one, and this is the one I regret the most throwing out. I not only loved the piece, I loved the framing that I had done with it, and so when I saw the kit come up on eBay, I grabbed it, I bought it. But again, it's the same thing. It's like, well, you know, I did it so long ago. Do I do it as I did then and follow the kit exactly, or do I do it as I do now and change the fabric and stuff? So, and you know, this whole thing has pearl thread, tiny pearl blending filament thread through it. Every single stitch is pearl, and like, instead of doing that, I would probably just do like swap out some of the gold metallics and stuff. So it's like, do I do it how I did it back then, or would I do it how I would do it now with more experience? So yeah, I was going back to the thing with postnatal depression, that I was very lucky. Yes, I threw out a lot of pieces, which I regret, and there are some stuff that just couldn't be safe. But the friend who said yes, I'll take all the patterns. When I got better and cross stitching again, she gave them all back. There are some patterns she did love, and I'm like, well, you know, let me know, and I'll do that. And I bought her a whole heap of patterns to say, you know, thank you. But she gave me all my Mirabilias back. She gave me all my Teresa Welses back. She said I never really had any intention of keeping them, but I was very lucky and very thankful. So if you guys, anybody ever goes through anything like that, call a friend, like, because your friend will be like, and especially, you know, when it comes to throwing out your frame pieces, you know, call a family member, because they'll be like, yeah, I'll take it, and they'll just really just maybe mind it for you until you're feeling better, because it is one of the biggest regrets I do have is throwing out a lot of that stuff. Anyway, but as you can see, I've built up some stash again, so. Country Threads, Down on His Luck. That should be on the other end. I do love these ones. My husband loves these. He wants when I do these, he's like, a lot of these are going to go in the cabin, which is where I am. Which actually reminds me, I had somebody asking me about the cabin. Where I can't remember who, sorry, but you know, do we live in a cabin? No, I don't live in a cabin. What it is our cabin sits in the backyard. I said there's a bit of a story, and there is. So I live in normal suburbia, average house, average yard, but my husband has this big dream of retiring out in the middle of nowhere, being totally self-sufficient, retiring out in the middle of whoop whoop, literally whoop whoop, nowhere, and everything like that. So for his birthday about 3 or 4 years ago, I can't quite remember, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, I organised a weekend away. It was through Airbnb. I looked at, you know, wooden cabins, middle of nowhere, and I found one. And this cabin really was in the middle of nowhere. It was no internet, there was no phone service, no internet, no nothing. It was, you know, firewood, and there was electricity, but through the generator and stuff, and the heater was like a wood heater, and I did a long weekend away for his birthday, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. And yeah, on the way home, he loved it so much that on the way home, he stopped off at this cross-stitch shop for me, the local needlework shop in Mittagong. And that's when I bought wood splitters, the one that I'm working on for him now. But he also decided that he wanted a cabin in the backyard. So, you know, careful if you ever get your husband a present he really likes, because you never know what you're going to wind up with. And it's funny because I'll show the inside of it, but and I'll take a photo of the outside as well. I mean, it is nice, but it's we get people like the kids' friends and that come over, and their parents like, oh, you've got a great cubby house in the backyard with the kids, and I was like, yeah, it's not for the kids. It's the husband's cubby house. I'm allowed in here. Obviously, I'm allowed in here. I do the videos in here, but I really do actually consider this. It's his space. It's his cabin. It's his time out. He does take the kids out. Sometimes the kids in. He will have like sleepovers out in the cabin, and everything like that. And it's a nice. It's not big. We're talking. It's 4x5 meters. So it's not big, but it is a nice little. You come out here and you can kind of forget that. It's easy to forget that you are in the middle of suburbia and everything like that. So it is nice. But sorry, off track. But that's the story of this cabin. And actually, I'll do a little tour of it now. Like I said, it's not big. I'll stand up. See, the little wooden heater. He found a place that was having a sale on wood heaters, and they found this tiny one. That's his desk. I actually usually kick him out here when he's doing his study for his TAFE. And like the front door, and I can't see where we are. This is my favourite part, actually. It's not, I don't do, I just love the old-fashioned bar. I don't know if you can see it. I just love the look of that bar, how it's all on the inside of the table. And this is actually a tray and that, and everything in here is wood. I let him, and you know, that TV unit is actually solid wood. It was actually really funny. He got it on a marketplace site, and he thought it was going to be like just a cheap, like it looked like solid wood, but he thought it was going to be a really lightweight pine or something like that. And then he's gotten there, and it's solid wood, and it was actually really funny watching him trying, because we were on a battle axe block, so it was actually really funny watching him get it down the driveway. Luckily, our neighbour came out and helped him. He had no idea it was going to be that heavy, but yeah. So this is actually, yeah, so the husband has a man cave and a cabin, which, I mean, I'm glad he liked his birthday present, but it turned out to be a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. What else have I got? Dreams Collection, Tangled. This one is actually one of my favourite ones, but I wanted the big one, and I just couldn't, I could find the big one for a really expensive price. But I was able to get this one off eBay, so a little vinaigrette one. Although, I do have a couple of the big ones, which I will show, but Heaven and Earth Design, she's got Thomas Kincaid pictures, and I believe she's negotiating. So it may not be 100%. Like, it's still negotiating. It could all fall through, but the ability to do these Disney Dreams Thomas Kincaid pictures, and I've got my fingers crossed. That's why I did start like the Sleeping Beauty one. I've got like 100 stitches in it, and then I stopped because I'm like, if Heaven and Earth Designs get them, I'm buying them all. And but the Tangled one is my favorite, and I hope she gets it. This is one I've just kitted up, ready to go, but haven't started. Angel of the Seas by Lavender and Lace. This one's going to be a just because present for my husband's aunt, and she's actually his godmother, and my mother-in-law chose this pattern to do for her. What it is I did a cross stitch. I did show it up in my finishes. Angel of Healing, Lavender and Lace's Angel of Healing. I did that for her. It's a just because present, and she loves. She's just in love with it. And my husband's other aunt, my mother-in-law's other sister, she has a daughter-in-law who cross stitches, and she did a great big cross stitch for her of Beauty and the Beast. It's either Tilt and Craft. I'm pretty sure it's Tilt and Craft. It's a Tilt and Craft one, and so it's so no beads or metallics or anything like that. All just cross stitches, no back stitches. And she's in love with that. And I felt kind of bad because she loves them and she appreciates them so much, and she doesn't have a daughter-in-law who cross stitches. So I said I'll do one for her, because I don't mind doing cross stitches for people if they appreciate them, but I don't do them as birthday or Christmas presents because that puts me on a time frame. And my husband's being ridiculous right now. So this is another one I've had for ages. Beethoven. What is a Verished?
Hi guys! I just wanted to say something that Mum, I'm sure you would have, but if we reach up to 300, if we reach up to 300 subscribers, then my father will come in and make a special appearance.
Okay. This thing, what it is I was remembering. That's all right. What it is, I was telling him about how a while ago, and I thought it was great and so funny when I was seeing these other Flosstubers doing it. They're getting their husbands or their partners on with them, and they were giving them this quiz about cross stitching. You know, what does SAL stand for, and width, and what's railroading. And it was actually, I enjoyed it. So I told Harry, I said, one day I'm going to get you on, and you're going to do, and I'm going to do the Habby quiz. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And he goes, no, what I want to do is you get me on a weekend where I'm going to be drunk, and I'm going to voice over your video, which could actually be really funny. So one day it's going to be a random, one of my old past videos are just going to randomly pop up again, but it's going to be dubbed over by a very drunk husband who's... It's going to be very funny, but I'm also worried it might not be age appropriate.
That Dad is your drunk husband.
He's not drunk. He doesn't drink that often. It's yes.
So I think
All right. But we'll see. I mean, first we have to get him drunk. So this one is
definitely R-rated.
He's at the cabin door, so Gwen's coming in. She'll get this light away.
Actually, just come from the gut warmer.
No.
This actually is anchor thread, which, to be honest, I've never really stitched with anchor thread, so I don't have any problem using it. The only thing I'd have about using the anchor thread is that something happened, like, you know, sometimes you need to unpick or something like that. I've got a full collection of DMC on hand, so I know that I would use that, but I generally I would just be careful. This is another one I've just kitted up myself. Bella Filipina, Pearl of the Orient. I love her. I keep choosing a fabric and keep changing my mind. So, got to work on that one. Oh, too much. Oh, these are all ones I've kitted up myself. Bella Filipina, Okoya Mermaid. Pretty. I love this one. What's this one? Mayari Deity of the Moon. Bella Filipina again. Nearly there. And then I've got Autumn Equinox Pixie. And I haven't even started a Filipina yet, which... Bellatrix. I do like her. It's another one where I keep changing my mind about fabric. But I've seen a lot of her getting done, so I'm going to do her and Gaia the Earth Goddess. She's one where I've picked the fabric, so I'm going to be on a pre-printed fabric. I think she'll go great with that. Would you believe there's more? This one is one I've had for years, and whenever I go through my stash and think, am I still wanting it? Do I want to sell it? This one always gets thrown to the sell pile, and then it always gets pulled out and put back in. I don't know when or if I'll ever do it, but something in me just keeps thinking, nah, I'm putting it back in the stash pile. So I did see this done one day where the sea, just down where the sea is here, the person had done the cross stitch. They hadn't done the cross stitches all in the same direction. They'd randomly done them in all different directions, and it actually looked pretty good. It actually looked I mean, it gave the sea a more rough look. But I'm just wondering how many, like, would a non-cross stitcher or would somebody who's not really into it notice that kind of detail about it not going in the same direction? I wonder. It did add a lot of texture in it, so maybe they might be able to just like appreciate the I don't want to say texture, but you know what I mean, the more a rough looking sea sort of thing into it. Maybe they'd appreciate that, but I'm wondering. I'm not sure. Oh god. Sorry for the puke here. Oh, I love this one. I saw this one on a Flosstube channel. Can't remember, it was a male, but I fell in love with it. It was a male and he was a soldier. I think he only did a few videos. He showed this as a finish, and he was working on a map of Middle Earth, and I think he only did about 3 or 4 videos, and it was just, loved it. Fell in love with this one, and many times it's actually called to me, but I actually haven't started it because I'm like, because I didn't like the petite one, and I'm worried I'm going to start it and not like it, which is just ridiculous. But I don't want to get rid of it because I love it so much. Oh, this one. He'll go with the other ones. Because I have an Earth designs of this one too. Another Aussie stash unload. Little trick I've learnt with the Aussie stash unloads is if it's an album's really big, I always jump to the last photo and work my way back because everybody usually starts at the front. So I usually go like to the last one and work my way back because I find I've got a better chance of getting stuff that way. European Bistro. I like that one. That one's kind of cute. And of course I like that one. Oh, I love this one. This is Kingdom of Books. The colours in this, what's the name? Handmaniac. I'll put it down the bottom. There's a Flosstuber. She's working on it right now. This is a Russian kit, but it's based on the Netherlands. Then all the titles and everything are in Dutch. So it's Dutch architecture or something. I can't decide whether I actually want to use the fabric it comes with though. Again, because so many, you know, pretty hand-dyed fabrics, but like something like all this back here is stitched and this here is stitched, and I'm like, I'm sure I've got a fabric where I could get like that kind of feel for the back. Golden, where, you know. So, but she's doing it, and the colors are just stunning. And a couple more of these from the same company. I think it's make your own hands, made by your own hands, with 2 keys. Key of wisdom and key of love, maybe. Does it say on the back? It doesn't say on the back. Yeah. Both pretty. Probably won't do them on the black. But I still keep the Aidas and everything that these kits come in, because I like hand-dyed fabrics, but I use Aida and everything like that, full coverage pieces, heaven and earth designs and everything like that, and it's like, you know, why not use them? Sorry, I'm nearly done. Snow White's Cottage. We had a my cross stitch group, and people have asked me and they say, hey, can I bring in stuff to sell? And I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it. And it's like a sell and a swap thing as well. People will be like, oh, you know, and I actually swapped this one. I got this one for a couple of my other kits, and it's great because these sell for so much now. And but again, I don't regret buying it, but you know, the idea that Heaven and Earth Designs could be coming out with these, I don't know when, I don't know if it's coming out, but so I'll hold off on all those until they come out. Oh, I've got the Snow White one I started, but that's for the blades, and I think that's all my kits. Believe it or not. Squish them all back into place. So just a few kits. I've definitely got enough stuff to last me for a while. I mean, I could go into lockdown again and be quite okay with enough to stitch. So, and that is all. And Gwen has deserted me again. It's so quiet and kind of boring. She actually didn't scare me at the start of the video. I was actually very impressed with that. I was hid down. I'm like, I'm waiting for this. She's not gonna scare the. She's not gonna make me jump like that again. So I'll it's not the same without Gwen. It's just, I can't do it. I tried to do it last video and I just couldn't do it. So I'm gonna videotape Gwen doing it and tack it onto the end here, at the end of the video. But I only want to say thank you everybody for coming and watching and subscribing, and for coming back and giving us a chance, and for commenting and liking, and it absolutely amazes me. I kept, when Gwen finally convinced me to do the video, I'm like, now don't be upset if nobody watches. Like, you know, and it's just, I'm still blown away, and everybody's just so wonderful, and yes. So thank you, and I will chat to you all later. Oh, and I also want to say sorry this video was late. I just haven't been feeling the best this week, just really super tired and going to bed early. So, but we'll be back on track next week. So, and I'm going to try and keep working on more than just my chatelaine, because it is nice to show more than one whip, so that'll give me some incentive to work on more than just one whip. And I've got to get my chatelaine done before Japanese and Moss Garden is going to be entered. Planning on entering it into the Hawkesbury show next year, which is usually late April, early May, and I've got to get a time to get framed as well. So there's a time limit on that one. And I'm rambling. Okay, so thank you so much everybody. I really appreciate it. Have a great week, and yeah, bye. Go.
Hi guys! I'm so glad I couldn't make it into the other panel. It's just my daddy on the other hand does not want to tell us when the Daddy Fun Day is. So it would be a huge help if we reach up to 500 subscribers.
500?
Then we get to know when the Daddy Fun Day is. That would be a massive help. So smash that like button, hit the bell notification. It's